mic. Mind if I grab you real quick, brother?
I want to speak to the commissioner. Wait a second. A blank man with a beard, but whatever.
Subscribe to Raze Chaos.
And welcome back, everybody. My name is Raze Chaos, and you've made it back to my channel. And yes, Raze has been gone for a little while, but Raze is back. Raze is back, and he will be back in full force before too long, so don't you worry. Raze just hit a couple setbacks, but he is back now, and you know when Raze comes back, he comes back big. So, today's video is basically, Raze made a mistake. So, Raze got the DC's Legends of Tomorrow figure of Hawkman. Now, somehow, when Raze was ordering this, he got in his head that he was ordering the DC Legends of Tomorrow Hawk Girl. And he already has a Hawkman. He has one. He got one when they put it out for Black Adam. And yeah, Raze wouldn't have gotten this had he not done that. He didn't really watch. He watched some of Legends of Tomorrow, but he didn't watch all of it. He saw the Hawkman and Hawkgirl characters in Arrow when they showed up there. But we're going to go ahead and put this guy away, and we're going to talk more about this version of Hawkman. So how do you make a character as confusing as Hawkman even more confusing? It's not hard. So, like Raze said, he hadn't watched a lot of it. So Raze actually did a little bit of research on this one. And apparently, with the Legends of Tomorrow, they did a little time balancing. And apparently the Hawkman actually ends up dying at some point, either in Arrow or Legends of Tomorrow or something, and then just Hawkgirl's on there. And then they blast forward to the 22nd century, and there is another Hawkman. He's evil. He works for Vandal Savage, and he is played by the same actor. And he remembers who he is, and then he starts traveling with the Legends, the Heroes of Tomorrow, Legends of Tomorrow, whatever, and everything. But that just seems like a really weird thing to do, especially with Hawkman, because Hawkman, you know, if you know Hawkman's story, one, it's a very confusing story, and it's a very convoluted story. But to add to it, basically he and Hawkgirl are reincarnated and find each other again throughout generations. So there's spans of years where, you know, you have them in ancient Egypt, you have them meeting up in the Old West, you have them meeting up in the Golden Age of comics, Silver Age, you know, just whatever. They meet up eventually, and they get together. So it's kind of weird to have a future version that's with a past version of Hawkgirl. It just gets very, very confusing. One of the big differences I'll talk about as far as the Hawks go in the Arrowverse, and yes, there is the Hawkgirl right on the back. That's why Raze thought it. Yeah, Raze has got a Bombshells version of Hawkgirl, but he doesn't have a Hawkgirl. And he would love to have one. And if he could find the Legends of Tomorrow Hawkgirl, he'd absolutely get it, especially if she matches the Hawkman in this case. That would be really cool. And this one is closer to the classic Hawkman look that Raze prefers, more comic accurate, closer to the comic book accurate version. So Raze would actually keep this version over the one he got from the Black Adam version. But we'll have to see what he does, because with Hawkman there are different versions of him, so it would totally make sense if he has more than one. But in the Arrowverse, basically, you know, in a lot of the continuity, the Hawk's wings is actually made of nth metal, and it's an alien metal, and they connect it to the Thanagar, the Thanagarian wingmen, where they actually use them as their police patrol and everything. They have wings to help them navigate because they've got this anti-gravity metal, and that's what the Hawkman comes from in the comics. And in this version, in the Arrowverse version, essentially their wings sprout out of their back, and that's to me that's just a little too convenient. I always liked the idea that they had the big wings. They had to kind of maintain and care for them because they had to have feathers. There was a version of Hawkman when after I think it was 0 Hour when they merged them all with the Hawk God, and then he could like sprout wings and everything. And I don't know about the current continuity. I don't know what they've done, but yeah, I kind of loved the idea that they wore a harness and they could take it off and then just be normal people, as opposed to just shrinking their wings back into their shoulder blades. But I mean, it's Hawkman, so you can't really complain, because if you think, well, that's stupid, don't worry, it'll get stupider. That's just how Hawkman works. But this is a good figure. I am glad I have this. Like I said, I think I'm gonna keep this one over the other one that Raze has. So maybe hunt down the Hawk Girl if you can find it, or a Hawk Girl of any kind, other than the bombshells, because that's the one thing that Raze does have. But always trying to expand the collection there. Raze won't keep you long because he did another video on Hawkman a while back, and don't remember how deep I went into it, but it doesn't really matter because it's Hawkman. It's confusing. But I think we're going to go ahead and just jump into taking this guy out and have a look at him. And like Ray said, he really kind of enjoys the look of this one. It's not comic book accurate, but it is kind of, it makes sense where he would be wearing the kind of clothes he is, and having the spiked mace. That's totally cool. I love how how the wings work on him. I love the whole color scheme because it is a classic kind of earth tone version of him, and Hawkman was always kind of earth toned. So it is really cool looking, and I do appreciate it. I love the detail they put in this thing. I'm sure they mentioned nth metal in it, but again, Raze watched the Arrowverse for so long, then it hit a drought, and Raze kind of fell off, and I guess it picked up again at some point. Raze did pay attention to the Crisis on Infinite Earths when they did that, because that was just cool because of all the different characters they brought in. But otherwise, Raze didn't really spend too much time. He'll go back and watch it, but like once he saw shows like the Black Lightning, which did not really, I mean, he was in Crisis on Infinite Earths, but he didn't really do a whole heck of a lot in the regular Arrowverse, and really kind of enjoyed that show. That was Raze's favorite up until he got to see Stargirl, and Stargirl was hands down Raze's favorite of all the Arrowverse shows, because it didn't, and it called back from the old Stargirl series, the first solo series that they gave her, and then it mixed in Infinity Inc. from the 80s, and oh my goodness, I couldn't believe how well that worked. And even then, like, the whole, I mean, even gave Raze a surprise at the end, even though it was right there in his face the entire time. Ugh. But we're not gonna go into that too much, because Raze is slowly getting back into things, so he's not going to spend too much time here. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you missed Raze. Let Raze know you missed him, because, show a little bit of something, because Raze is back, and he's back to do his thing, to do more of these videos, which that's what he does. But say hi if you haven't talked to Raze in a while, probably haven't, and say hey, we're glad you're here. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here now, but I hope you've had a great day, and never forget that life is full of odd moments, and you never know when you're gonna be defined.